Hello everyone, and welcome to another free modeling tutorial from simplymaya.com. My name is Rick Malava, and I'll be your instructor as we go through the process of modeling this bottle cap. Turns out some time ago I had to model a bottle cap, and I was looking for the right topology for it, and I came across an article that was actually written by someone that works in the art department at Coca-Cola, and he described the topology for the bottle cap and the way that they model it in their 3D modeling package. So rather than just describe that here, I thought I would put together a quick tutorial in Maya to demonstrate how to model this bottle cap that you see here. So with that being said, let's hide this and let's get going. So we start with a polygon cylinder. Just going to draw it out right here. Give it some thickness. And let's go to its creation node, and let's give it 66 subdivisions. And let's get rid of the bottom and top end cap edges. Then let's center it at the origin by going into the channel box and just setting all of its translation values to 0. And then let's just tug it above the grid here, so that's not in our way. So now the next thing we're going to do is we're going to go to face and get rid of this bottom face, and then we're going to come around here and we're going to pick. I'm going to start looking at it from the right hand side, and I'm just going to pick 2 faces, skip a face, and pick 2 more faces, and I'm going to go all the way around this model doing that. Okay, so you don't have to watch me. I'm going to pause shortly as I pick the rest of these faces. Okay, I'm back, and as you can see, I went around this entire cylinder and I selected 2 faces and skipped the face, and then selected 2 faces and went all the way around. So the next step is we're going to take all of these faces and we're going to extrude them inward. So I'm going to hold the shift and the right mouse button, and from this marking menu I'm going to select Extrude Face, and then I'm going to find the manipulator and I'm just going to push it in along the normal like so. And then I'm going to scale it in X, and I'm going to scale it in Y, and then from the side view I'm just going to pull all these down. Oop. Just going to hit the W key to come out of the scale tool, and I'm just going to pull all of these faces down. Okay, and then while I'm in the side view here, I'm going to go into face selection mode. I'm going to select all those bottom faces and then deselect all these faces, and what I'm left with are all of those bottom faces from the extrude, and I'm just going to delete those. Okay. Then the next thing I'm going to do is grab this face here, and once again holding shift and the right mouse button, I'm going to come down here to extrude, and I'm going to pull this up like so. And then I'm going to hit the G key to do that extrude one more time, and I'm going to extrude all of these in to about right here. And then I'm going to double click on this edge, and I'm going to throw bevel on it, and then I'm going to pick these 2 edges that were the result of the bevel, and I'm going to throw another bevel, and that gives us a nice round top. Okay, so I mean at this point you almost have a usable bottle cap shape, but we're going to refine it a little bit further here. So we're going to come back to the bottle cap again, and in order to refine this some more, we're going to work on these flutes down here. And so to do this, we have to go to the Edit Mesh. I'm going to go to the old split polygon tool. So it's no longer in this menu here. There's the new split polygon tool, and I'm not a big fan of it. So I have the old split polygon tool on my desktop along with the options for it. It's on my shelf actually. So let me go into the shelf editor, and I'll show you the command that you have to use to bring up that the old original split polygon tool. So let me pause here for a second while I find. Okay, I'm back. Here it is. I found it, and so as you can see, I've got these 2 icons on my shelf: split polygon and split polygon options. I tacked a little O on there, and so to get to the split polygon tool, the command is split polygon tool, and to get to the old split polygon options, it's of course going to be split polygon tool options. With each letter, the first letter of each word capitalized. So you can create your own buttons for that, or if you're more comfortable, you can use the new split polygon tool if you can figure out how to use it. God bless you, because is confusing as hell to me. So anyway, let's go here and let's close this window. And now I want to split each of these fluted faces right down the middle. So to do that, I'm going to go to the Split Polygon Options tool, and I'm going to make sure that my snapping tolerance, which is normally at 10, is dragged all the way up to 100. And we're going to create one subdivision, and with 100% snapping tolerance, it's going to make sure that the edge is right in the middle. So now I'm going to walk around this whole thing, and for each of these faces, I'm going to split. Oops. If you make a mistake, just hit the D key, and then remember to hit the right mouse button to drop the tool, and then you can split the next face, right mouse button to drop the tool. And so once again, I'm going to go all the way around this model, splitting these faces. So I'm going to pause here, and I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back, and this is the last couple faces here. Okay, so now once you've split all of these fluted faces, you're going to notice that we're creating an N-gon up here above all these faces. This is another reason why when I found this article, I thought it was interesting, because a lot of times people will tell you that any model, if you have N-gons in it, is a bad model, and that's really not true. I've seen many models made by some very good artists that do have N-gons in them. You just have to know when they're acceptable to use or not. And in the case of this bottle cap, you'll see once I bevel this, or not bevel it, but smooth it, that you get a nice little effect where each of these N-gons is, where this fluted section sort of bubbles out here and blends into the top, and it looks very natural. So in this particular case, it's going to work out really well to have this N-gon above each of these fluted sections. And once again, if somebody tells you any model that has N-gons in it is bad, you can use this as an example. And once again, this is the exact topology that they use in the art department at Coca-Cola. So this is not something that I'm just pulling out of thin air for you. Now that we have all of these edges split, let me go to the next step. And what we're going to want to do is now select every one of these edges that we've just split, so that we can scale them outward. And once again, since there's quite a few of these, I'm going to pause very quickly while I select them all. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back, and here I am selecting the last one. And so now you can see I have all of those edges selected in that fluted area. And this grid's kind of getting in the way, so I'm going to select this little icon up here to get rid of it. Now I'm going to press the R key, and holding the control button down and then pulling on this Y handle, I can pull these out. And from the bottom, that looks pretty good. Oh, I did miss one edge, I see. So I'm going to hit the Z key to undo that, pick that one more edge, and then holding the control key down, I'm going to scale it out like that. And probably can come out just a smidgen more, about like that. Okay, so there we go. So as you can see, we got these N-gons here, but you'll see when I smooth this that it actually gives a nice little bubbled effect right there. It looks really natural, the way a bottle cap would. And we're almost done. 2 more steps here. We've got to give this some thickness, of course, and I want to flare this bottom out a little bit. So the next step is I'm going to come in here and insert an edge loop, holding the Shift right mouse button, and go to Insert Edge Loop. I'm going to go to Multiple Edges, and I'm going to throw one edge loop right in the middle there. And then from the side view, I'm going to go to the side there. I'm going to hit the Q button to drop that tool. Select all these vertices on the bottom, go back to perspective, and then pressing the R key, once again holding control and pulling on the Y handle, I'm going to just pull these out a little bit so that we have a little flare to the bottom of our cap there. Let's make sure that's not overkill. Oh, that's pretty good. It's very subtle, but looks good. Okay, and now the last thing to do is, first of all, I went on in a big long spiel about N-gons and them not always being bad. Once again, this one, you got a gigantic N-gon right here in this face. Once again, this N-gon is planar, and so as long as this model isn't going to deform, this N-gon wouldn't cause any problems. But this is the kind of thing where sometimes people will gripe at you about them, and I can show you a way to get rid of this N-gon up here. So the way to do that is we're going to hold the Shift and right mouse button and go over to Poke Face. And that'll basically put edges all the way, complete all the edges to the outside of this thing. And then what we're going to do is go into Edge Mode. object mode and then go to select edges. And I'm going to turn the grid on temporarily again so I can figure out where the well, actually I know it's right here, so we'll take this one. If I turn the grid on, you can see that's the x-axis there. So I'm going to start with that, and then I'm just going to select every other one of these inner edges. And once again, I'm going to quickly pause the video while I do this, and I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back, and as you can see, I've picked every other edge on this, all of these interfaces here, and I'm just going to press the delete key. And so now what you can see is each of these polygons is 4 sides. I have 1, 2, 3, 4 all the way around, so you have all quads in the center now. So people can't yell at you for having n-gons in your model. And if they do complain about these, you can explain to them that n-gons are not always bad, and in this particular case, it produces a shape that that we actually want here. So if I smooth that, that's pretty much the cap done, although we need to give it some thickness. So just 2 seconds more and we'll be all set here. First thing I want to do is grab this entire object and then go to Edit Mesh Extrude, or I have it on my shelf here. I'm just going to hit an Extrude. And then we're just going to pull it out along the normal, right, which is local Z. If I go to the channel box, you can see translate local translation Z. Let's pull that out, let's say 5/100 of an inch, and see how that looks. That looks pretty good. So I'm just going to do that 2 more times. If I press the G key, that repeats the last command, and I'm going to tug this out again. And once again, let's go 0.05, and then I'm going to press the G key 1 more time, and we'll tug this out 1 last time, and 0.05. Now the reason I did 3 extrudes here is I want to have coming around this bottom edge, I want to have 3 edges to hold a corner here, and then 3 edges going back around the inside. So I've got the 2 edges along the bottom, and if I take this face, all these faces, right, and just tug those down just a little, ever so slightly, like that, and then I come here, and let's insert some control edges, insert edge loop, and let's set that to equal distance, and I'm going to throw an edge loop in right here, and then another edge loop along the inside right here. And then I'm going to drop that tool, go back to object mode, and if I smooth this, that's what we end up with. Okay? And if I come back out, there you go. You have a nice looking bottle cap, modeled the way that they do at the modeling department at Coca-Cola, or the art department at Coca-Cola. And before I wrap up here, let me just quickly throw a go into Hypershade, and I've already created a Fong material here, so I'm going to just throw that Fong shader on it, so you can see it with a shiny shader on it, and there you go, a nice bottle cap modeled the same way they do at the art department at Coca-Cola, presented to you by simplymaya.com. And once again, my name is Rick Malava, and I hope you find this this tutorial helpful for you in the future if you ever have to model a bottle cap. Remember, not all n-gons are bad, and we'll see you hopefully in some more tutorials later on down the line. Thanks for watching, and have a good day.